Hey everyone, welcome back to the Chords Unleashed. Today we're diving into the incredible legacy of one of the most influential rock bands in history, Metallica, a group that revolutionized metal and changed the face of music as we know it. Their journey is nothing short of legendary. So sit back, relax, and let me take you through Metallica's rise to fame, their cultural impact, and why their legacy is still going strong today. 1981, the birth of a band that would change the world. In the depths of Los Angeles, a young, aspiring guitarist named James Hetfield answered an ad placed by drummer Lars Ulrich. Their chemistry was immediate, and what started as a simple jam session quickly became the foundation of something that would go on to define an entire genre. With Dave Mustaine and Ron McGovney on guitar and bass, Metallica began to find its voice. But they were far from the global phenomenon we know today. They were raw, they were hungry, and they were about to turn the metal world upside down. Their first demo, No Life Till Leather, dropped in 1982, and it was like a bolt of lightning to the underground metal scene. But it wasn't long before changes came. In 1983, Mustaine was kicked out, replaced by Kirk Hammett and the rest. Well, that's history. Metallica's debut album, Kill 'Em All, was a statement. It was aggressive, fast, and unapologetically metal. You could hear the energy, the rebellion, and the fury in every track. With songs like Whiplash and Seek and Destroy, Metallica didn't just play metal, they redefined it. They brought thrash metal to the masses, with a sound that had never been heard before. But that was only the beginning. Ride the Lightning and Master of Puppets pushed the boundaries even further, creating anthems that are still celebrated today. The intensity, the speed, the depth of the lyrics, they were no longer just a metal band. They were an unstoppable force. But Metallica's journey was far from easy. Tragedy struck in 1986 when bassist Cliff Burton died in a bus accident while on tour in Sweden. His death was a crushing blow to the band, and it almost seemed like their story might end before it truly began. But in true Metallica fashion, they turned their grief into fuel. Jason Newsted came in to replace Cliff, and the band, though scarred, moved forward. Cliff was a genius. His bass playing, his vision for music, and his impact on Metallica's sound are still felt to this day. His memory, his legacy lives on in every note the band plays. Master of Puppets, the album that came just before his passing, remains one of the greatest heavy metal records of all time. As Metallica entered the late 80s, they were no longer just an underground band. They were becoming rock stars, and Justice for All marked a turning point. It was a massive album, both in its complex compositions and its commercial success. The track One brought them into the mainstream with its dark, haunting narrative and a music video that made waves on MTV. Metallica was no longer just playing metal. They were now the face of it. The Grammy nominations, the radio play, the MTV exposure, they had officially arrived. But it wasn't just about fame. It was about taking the music to new places. They experimented, evolved, and stayed true to their core. 1991, the album that forever changed. Metallica's Trajectory, the Black Album. It was a bold move, a departure from the fast-paced thrash sound of their earlier albums. With tracks like Enter Sandman, Sad But True, and The Unforgiven, Metallica went from metal giants to mainstream rock icons. Some fans were skeptical, but the results were undeniable. The Black Album sold over 16 million copies worldwide, making Metallica a household name. It wasn't just about the music anymore. It was about the impact they were having culturally. Metallica had transcended genres. They were a cultural institution. As the new millennium dawned, Metallica faced their share of challenges. The release of Saint Anger was divisive, to say the least. The raw, unpolished sound divided fans. But it also marked a new chapter for the band. The documentary Some Kind of Monster revealed the internal struggles that the band was facing, showing the personal battles and the toll that fame had taken on them. Through it all, Metallica reinvented themselves. They had been through the highs, the lows, the fame, the tragedy, and the pressure. But they were still here, still standing strong. Fast forward to today, and Metallica is still rocking harder than ever. From their iconic concerts to their influence on younger generations of musicians, they remain at the top of their game. Metallica's influence is undeniable. They've inspired countless bands, changed the sound of heavy metal, and remain one of the biggest names in rock music. They've sold over 125 million records, won multiple Grammy Awards, and have been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But beyond the numbers, it's the passion, the loyalty of their fans, and the music that continues to resonate across generations. Metallica's legacy is not just in their albums or their tours. It's in the hearts of millions of people around the world. Metallica isn't just a band. They're a movement, a symbol of perseverance, rebellion, and, most importantly, passion. Through every high and low, they've remained true to themselves and their fans. Metallica's legacy is cemented not just in music history, but in the very fabric of rock culture itself. Thanks for watching, and remember, the legacy of Metallica isn't just their music. It's the impact they've had on all of us. And as long as there's music, as long as there's metal, Metallica will always be there, leading the charge. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Metallica's legacy, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what your favorite Metallica album or song is, and I'll see you next time for more stories from the world of rock.